Stop coughing! We gotta be professionals here!
That's why I started laughing. I said I was gonna hit play right as I start to cough.
Unbelievable. Oh, we're here now! Okay,
Court is now in session for...
Oh shit, I gotta move the script! Say your lines! I'll get to it in a second. Second, hold on.
Unprofessional.
Says the baby.
How do I say that?
Aki Tobaye, Your Honor. The pixie of the archipelago. I can't say it. Arpeggio! There we go.
Right, his trial. Court is in session.
Doesn't even bother trying to say the name.
Yep, okay.
The defense is ready, Your Honor. The prosecution is A-OK, Judge.
Very well, Prosecutor Gavin.
My opening statement, yeah.
No, actually. There was something else I wanted to ask you about.
Yes?
How was the concert? Say you're going to visit someone in the hospital with an incurable disease. What do you say to them? I mean, you wouldn't say get well soon, right? You'd only be kicking them when they're down.
What are you talking about?
Actually, I'm going to visit someone who is terminally ill. Right after this trial. The Chief Justice's son.
Chief Justice?
His son is afflicted with a most terrible disease. He doesn't have long, it seems. It's the Sugandese.
The ligma. It's gone into the brain.
He's dying of ligma. And it's gone all the way to his, it's spread to his brain and his lungs.
Oh, no.
So I thought I'd go visit. I thought saying something moving might be the order of the day.
Why don't grown-ups ever just say what's on their mind instead of pretending?
He's looking at me with something like disgust. Hey, what are you looking at me like that for?
In any case, I'm a bit busy today, so let's wrap this up quickly. Prosecutor Gavin, your opening statement briefly.
You're in luck, Judge. I believe you'll be going on your hospital visit sooner than you think. First, to review the victim in this case. Commander Toos, age 35. The global manager for Diva Soundstrich. The cause of death, blood loss due to being shot by a large caliber revolver.
They say that there's a soldier.
This report has all the details.
The court accepts this into evidence.
Batista's autopsy report. Death due to loss of blood from gunshot wound. Estimated time of death, 9 to 9:30 p.m.
45 caliber, that's quite a large, isn't it? A direct hit from that could knock a man off his feet. I know, I shot a guy before.
Yeah. He was speaking like Russian to me.
He looked at me and he just said, ruh, 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 and I was like, bitch. America.
Yeah. What? You guys summoned me?
However, the bullet struck him in his shoulder.
That was my line, I think.
Oh, shit.
However, the bullet struck him in the shoulder. Damage to his body was slight. Death was not immediate.
I'm an old man. You've got the script small print. I can't read this.
Sadly, his blood loss was such that he could not be saved.
I suppose the victim's condition could have been much worse, considering...
Crime photo. Victim shot in shoulder in Lamuro's room. 2 shots were fired. 1 shot missed. The other penetrated heart and passed through the victim's shoulder. Both bullets were found in the wall at the scene. Observe the diagram. This is where the bullets hit.
I see. The court accepts this evidence.
Diagram. The crime scene was Lamuro's dressing room.
This is going by so fast. I think there's going to be 2 cases in this one case.
A honk of whether that be confirmation or rejection.
Nobody will know.
Nope.
We're talking about a 45 caliber revolver.
Should have done it in like Morse code.
Just spell out SOS. Yes.
We must assume that the killer was adept at the weapon use.
Really?
Yeah, apparently weapons that size have a powerful kickback. Say the judge tried to fire one to break every bone in his body.
The defense will take more care in choosing examples.
As I was saying, the victim was shot backstage in a dressing room. This dressing room only has one entrance, this door.
That does seem to be the case, yes.
However, there were witnesses who heard the gunshots.
He's talking about you and Emma, huh?
That's when the witnesses entered the room. It was empty, save for the victim's body, of course.
But that's impossible.
Exactly. This murder was impossible. For all but one person.
One person?
That is, of course, the defendant, Maki Tobaye.
Only this defendant could have committed the crime. But how?
It's quite simple. The circumstances of the crime scene make it clear.
Very well, I assume you have testimony to back up this claim. Please show the witness to the stand.
What's up, bitches?
Heyo! Your name and profession, please. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police. I fucked this up. Emma Sky. I'm a detective for the police department. I was on security detail at the concert forum that night. Emma seems tired somehow.
Security at the concert, you say?
Some security I was. Couldn't even stop a murder.
Now, don't blame yourself. Things like this happen. I made even bigger mistakes in my career, you know.
I'm sure that makes you feel much better.
I want to hear about these bigger
I've
mistakes.
sent so many people to death. In any case, because you were on security detail, the crime was quickly discovered. And we were able to identify the killer. You may give the court your testimony, if you would. Describe the circumstances of that day and your discovery of the crime, please. Alright.
I'm good.
Bye, bitches! The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. Only people involved with the concert in some way were allowed backstage. At the beginning of the third set, I heard shots. I went into the room, filled with blaring rock music, and found the body. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
Alright, cold cut dry. Guilty! Guilty, 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 guilty!
No!
It was lucky that a detective was the first on scene.
But the door was the only way out of the room, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
Then I don't get it. How can they say that Maki did it?
Looks like we need a bit more information.
Very well, the defense may begin the cross-examination.
Cross-examination? The night of the murder, I was on security backstage at Prosecutor Gavin's request. The night of the murder was the night of the concert, yes? That's right. What was the detective doing on security detail, might I ask? If it was only a concert. My thoughts exactly. But orders are orders, even when they come from rock gods. Prosecutor Gavin? Yes, allow me to explain. I smelled something that day, you might say. The stench of conspiracy. That day at the concert hall. Conspiracy.
Not done talking.
Isn't it obvious? My keys! That whole morning, no, the whole day was ruined! And it's all because someone stole my keys! I couldn't ride my hog to the show! I couldn't open my guitar case!
There he goes again.
Isn't it possible he simply misplaced them? Misplaced them?! Misplaced items don't just wander into a murder victim's hand on their own!
What's this, Prosecutor Gavin? If your keys were in the victim's hand, that makes you a prime suspect.
Love, still acting anew. A reckoning is waiting for you.
Singing something.
Does everything with this guy have to be so over the top? I am a prosecutor in an Ace Attorney game! A killing happened in the middle of my concert. I was, like a sailor, adrift on the Sea of Sound. Anyway, I didn't want anything else stolen. So I put the detective with the most time on their hands on the task.
Now see, I can accept that.
Well, I can't. What do you mean, time on their hands?
Please, the testimony.
Only people involved with the concert and subway were allowed backstage. We were let in, though. I didn't know about that. I certainly didn't invite you. I gave the phone lane special permission to be there. I wanted to see you again.
He's 15, you sick fuck.
I want money! I'm not gonna have sex with her, I need money from her. She bought all my merchandise, of course I'm gonna invite her.
Oh boy, did you hear that? We're officially involved now.
Okay, great. Some other hanger-ons tried to get backstage, but I drove them off. So no other outsiders were there then. And then, at the beginning of this third set, I heard shots. I believe we were having a chat when we heard the shots. You were the only one chatting. I was eating snackers.
Hey! No snacking in court!
And you were sure the shots came from Lemuel's room? Yes, absolutely. Hey, I'm the one being cross-examined here. Here, just keep it quiet. Thanks. Emma. The people right? No. I made a mistake about that.
Please either talk or eat, not both at the same time!
Right, so after that, me and Mr. Lawyer there opened the dressing room door. I went into the room filled with blaring rock music and found the body. Rock. Blaring, yes.
When you say rock, are you referring perhaps to this rock and roll music that's so popular these days?
That's right. When we went into the dressing room, music was blaring over the speaker on the wall. They piped sound from the stage into the backstage. From the stage into the backstage through speakers. That way people in the back can hear when they're supposed to be on stage. Did it have to be so loud? You don't listen to the Gavaneers with your ears. You feel it with your entire body and soul. I always have the backstage monitors at full volume. When we walked into the room, the band was playing Guilty Love, I believe, making it easy to determine the time of the crime.
If you could hear that music playing.
And everyone on stage for that song has an alibi, including myself. Anyway, I closed off the scene and started my investigation. I examined the scene and determined that only the defendant could have done it.
And I opened the scene and started my investigation.
How could you know something like that? As I said, it was clear from the circumstances. Listen, we know that there was only one exit from the room, that door. The small window only opened a tiny crack, and I was standing in front of that door. So, how could the killer have fled the scene? There's only one possibility, the air vent. But that air vent was too small! Who could possibly... Exactly. There's certainly no way you could get through there. Nor me. The only one who could fit through was a child. Remember, access to those rooms was limited. Only those involved with the concert were allowed. And of all the people involved with the concert, only one is small enough to be considered a child.
The defendant!
The pixie of the arpeggio flitted up toward the sky and disappeared from the scene of the crime. But that's just conjecture! Oh, there was no other way out of that room! You were there! You should know, Air Forehead! And there was another vital piece of evidence. Evidence? What? Marks were found on the air vent grill. Traces that had recently been opened. Wait, what? And something else was found, quite clearly. The defendant Maki Tobias' fingerprints. What? What?
Order.
And another thing. I'm in high heels. Have another drink for me.
I can't. It's too much. That was the only way out of the room. The defendant's fingerprints were found on the grill. Well, Air Forehead, what fairy tale does this suggest to you? Only one could pass through that vent, that doorway to heaven. And that one is our pixie.
Why are you looking at me, Apollo? Hey, I was out whooping it up in the audience.
So this was his decisive evidence.
Whoop, whoop, whoop. That's what I was doing.
Quite decisive indeed.
That's the sound of the police.
Get out of my fucking courtroom.
Oh.
I believe that's enough of that. The prosecution has a rather convincing case. The only way in and out of the crime scene was watched, making the defendant the only one who could possibly leave the scene. Simple and decisive. I believe we've heard enough to determine our verdict, even if it wasn't in a hurry to make a hospital visit.
I'm sure the Chief Justice will appreciate that gesture. Unfortunately, we have no direct witnesses. Fortunately, the criminal left decisive evidence for us. That will have to be enough. It can't be over already.
Very well, I believe this trial is finished. If the defense has no contradicting evidence...
The prosecution has presented our proof. Clear and plain. If you have contradicting evidence, it better be clear and plain.
Apollo, they got us on the ropes already. We better come up with something quick.
I know! Think! What can get us out of this? We need evidence or a witness that can prove Maki is innocent beyond a doubt. Without that...
Mr. Justice, do you have contradicting proof that can overturn the prosecution's case? If you do, you better tell us about it. Right now.
This is it. It's so soon. If I mess this one up, it's all over. The court wants contradicting proof!
Call a witness.
Prosecutor Gavin, you claim that there were no witnesses to this crime. Are you absolutely sure? Absolutely. I swear it on my career as a prosecutor. And on my millions of the hit song, Adrenaline, my love.
There he goes again.
That's too bad, because there was a witness.
Oh, really now? I'm getting interested in this. But how did you come
Fuck
to
that
possess
kid!
knowledge? The process clearly does not.
Because I am the only one in the world who knows this! What is going on? I just talked to him right now. He's talking.
I'm still alive.
He's alive? Hello?
Cold, so cold.
What? You sound like the judge. Help is on the way.
Can't see.
Hey there, Miss Latus. Tell me, who was the witness?
The witness is the siren.
What are you talking about, siren?
What? The victim said this before he died.
Perhaps he did. And perhaps he did not. What do you mean by that? All I know is what their forehead says he said. There's no testimony, especially since it comes from the defense attorney himself. But it's the truth! He said it! I even told you about it! But apparently you ignored me completely! It's my policy to fully investigate everything I deem relevant. Clearly this rookie lawyer thinks he can tell me how to do my job.
That's enough. Mr. Justice, we need clear contradictory proof from you. This witness of yours unknown to the prosecution. I hope you're right. Failure carries a stiff penalty.
Perhaps a stiffer penalty than usual is called for. I'm still backing out now.
I like it stiff.
I do love this.
Let's hear the name of the witness, Mr. Justice.
Who's the witness?
Mom. He saw it, I'm sure he saw it.
Yeah.
He saw everything that unfolded in there.
Wait a second. These glasses are completely black. No wonder he can't see.
It was a siren. It was siren.
Lamure.
Recall Mr. Latus's last words.
I'm fucking.
You know that creepy
again.
poster,
I really wish
siren
this.
head.
I wish this would stop. Leave me be.
Stop bringing me back. I come back to consciousness as soon as I come back.
So cold.
Oh, it's so cold. Stop bringing me back. I'm turning Italian.
You know, creepy buster, siren head. It is her.
My God.
The siren. Aha! He meant the siren.
That's right. The siren of the ballad. Lamure. Lamio was only on stage for the second set, and she had access to the backstage area.
Lattimore.
She could have been a witness.
I see. Well, Prosecutor Gavin,
The claim still stands. There was no witness to this crime.
very well. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth then, shall we? We will now take a break from Detective Emma Sky's cross-examination and make out.
With who?
Apollo, my room.
Okay.
You want me not to give a verdict, right?
Maybe that's why Christoph Gavin was in his chambers a lot.
Please show Lamure to the witness stand.
Lamio would say nothing the night of the murder. Not today, though. Today we'll drag that story out of her no matter what it is.
Punch her.
Yeah.
Tell me!
It is my distinct honor to welcome the Siren of the Bellet to our courtroom. You are too kind.
You could speak English?
Yes. Yes, I can. But I am not very good. There is much I do not know.
You speak so well! Have you spent time here before?
Actually, I do not know how I can spy my knowledge of your language. Nor did I studied it. She means she doesn't know. I too thought the caller was a witness, but I did not. I had a reason, of course. What's that? Lamure suffers from amnesia.
Amnesia?
Lamure is not my true name. Yet I remember nothing of the time before I was given it. Nothing of the time before I started singing on stage.
Whoa! She's even more mysterious than I thought!
As Lord had seen it, Lamure, she lives a good life. There are little difficulties for her, thanks to her success. Yet, I did not wish to subject her to unnecessary stress.
I see. I care surprisingly little about people's pasts. You have nothing to fear in this court, Lamure.
Thank you. Yet there is something I do not understand. I am being called as a witness. What might I say? No one will tell me anything of what happened. Lamure, let me be frank.
Nope, I'm Frank.
I did not want to ask you up here to testify. Yet, a young gentleman with the white forehead over there was adamant that you stabbed. What am I?
Congratulations, Apollo. You're the bad guy.
Well, let me be Clavier. Now that you're here, please give us your testimony.
It's your best German accent?
Rock out! If nothing else, 9. If nothing else, 9. The sound of your voice is welcome. 9. That's my German. Tell us what you saw the night of your crime.
If I take a look in your closet, I'm not going to see some other German stuff, am I?
I'm a big fan of Wolfenstein.
Okay. I cosplay those characters. But I fear I'm from Arizona.
No, I like to really make people hate me. I cosplay as Blaskovitz's dad.
As for what I saw, that's a different accent. As for what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage. And this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set. And I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. It is where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
They put me in the room at gunpoint. Wait here.
Pew, 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 pew.
I must say you sound wonderful, just justified.
I hope he was too distracted to hear what she was actually saying. There you have it. She saw nothing that night. Now we can only pray that the defense has some sense to admit defeat and refrain from detaining her here longer than need be.
Well, you just got better, Apollo.
Dun-dun-dun-dun.
Way to go. Banana.
Very well, Mr. Justice, keep it short and sweet.
Amira wouldn't talk to me the night of the crime. She must know something, and I've got to find out what. As for what I saw nothing. But you must have seen something! Mr. Latouche named you! Mr. Latouche. How could I tell you what I don't know? Let me on! He said you were a witness with his dying words! I do not know what he meant to say, but that night... That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. That was a great content. You let me sing. Thank you.
Don't stare at me, you little shit.
You sharpening your claws for later. I was
Since
hoping.
one paw just.
Yeah. I was hoping to get an autograph later, actually. Of course.
Mr. Justice, this is a cross-examination. You're out of line. I get an autograph. If anyone deserves an autograph here, it's me. One of my gavels would be nice.
And a judge!
What's this?
It's my autograph! Now keep this trial moving.
What? Oh, my grandchild would be so happy.
Apparently his grandson's a big fan. Let's just continue, shall we? You would let me on. Tell us what you did after your stellar performance. I did not return backstage after the second set. You did not return backstage once. What were you? Ah! What were you doing? He was cleaning up on stage. Oh wait.
Trying to contemplate how to get above you. I'm gonna get up there. Oh, fuck.
I gave you a chair.
No, not good enough. Oh, that's a nice hand you got there.
Go away.
I could use that hand.
I was cleaning up on stage. There are many things I must do for a performance other than simply sing. And was Maki with you at the time? Unfortunately, I do not know where he was. So much for an alibi for Maki. Then I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, where I was told to wait there. With Maki, correct? How was he then? How was he then? He seemed as he always does. But I believe he was shocked by the news of Mr. Latouche's death. But he's not the type to show much emotion. Yes, he's given the police no end of headaches. He answers most questions with silence, and those glinty frames speak nothing. The questioning hasn't gone very far. He sat there, waiting. That is where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. How was the incident explained to you? I was told nothing in detail, only that Mr. Latouche died.
Of course, investigations require some securing.
Mr. Latouche was my manager. I wanted to know more. I should have been told. Both Maki and I were beside ourselves with concern. Allow me to apologize. Please understand. Keeping you in the dark was as painful for me as it was for you. Yes, I understand. Think. What doesn't ring true about her testimony?
It's hard to imagine Lamure lying.
She might not be lying, but she's hiding something. What wouldn't she tell me the night of the murder? Alright, what am I doing? People.
As for what I saw nothing. Today, that night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set, and I was led by the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room and told to wait there. That was where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details. Alright, show me the evidence.
The lyrics, it seems like that maybe that the crime was orchestrated behind these lyrics. Investigation report. Everybody shut the fuck up. Only tell people that Mr. Latouche is dead, but nothing about how he died or anything about the crime scene. Lamure, basically this is her publicity, her image, what she shows to the public, essentially.
Ignore the gun.
The gun, okay, I guess. The brooch, this is Lamure's brooch. It was found on the crime scene. Music, what? You don't care about that. The keyring, this is Gavin's. It was found in the victim's hand. Gunshot wound, time of death 9. Actually, you don't really care about that. This is him writing something.
Squiggly.
And then the diagram shows where the bullet holes are.
Where the gun is, where the dead body
Gun,
was.
door, you know. So yeah, what am I doing?
Okay. Alright.
Ah! So what I saw nothing. That night, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. I did not return backstage after the second set.
Alright, show me some moments here.
Yep.
Return backstage. Second set.
Yep. I got this stuff, which, yeah. Postcard right here. Yeah.
There's her brooch. I can see her brooch in that.
Oh, yeah.
So I know it's her brooch.
She did say it was her brooch. And we found it on the crime scene. Gavin's keys. Here's the signature. And then the diagram where the bullet holes are.
Back to the first one.
Actually, the murder seems to be perpetrated because of these lyrics.
Yeah, I know that. I know
Yeah.
that.
Investigation.
And
The only thing that people should know is that that Romain Lettuce is dead. That's it. We got Lamiro's publicity, which, you know, she speaks English, but her image is that she doesn't speak English. Basically, you know. Yeah, the revolver. This is her brooch. Was found at the crime scene.
All I can think is do the brooch and you didn't see anything, but your brooch was at the crime scene. But it was your room, so that doesn't work.
Yeah. And then basically the sets. The first set was that intro cutscene we saw. The second set was the cutscene that we saw with Lamiro and Gavin's guitar bursting on fire. That's the second set. The third set was Gavin and Darian back on stage doing the final song, "Guilty Love."
When the murder took place.
Yeah.
Okay, so the second set makes sense. Next line of dialogue.
I was led to the police to Mr. Gavin's dressing room, but I was told to wait there.
Yeah.
That's where I learned that something had happened, but I wasn't told the details.
Do you present the paper there?
No?
It just confirms what she said.
Yeah, it confirms. We're trying to find a contradiction.
I was led by police to... Oh, police weren't there. Yes, they were.
Yeah, well,
Not returned backstage after that. Gabe?
okay, yeah, we're fine.
Game, don't do that to us! They did not return backstage after the second set. I'm definitely overthinking this one. That's fine.
100% yes.
Yeah, I figured I was. Right, I was invited to sing on stage, and this I did. So what I saw nothing.
Okay, other than the fact that Romain Lettuce named her, why do we think that she was definitely there and she witnessed the crime?
Because she wouldn't speak about it. When we asked her about it, she said, "You have no authority." At least that was my reason for it.
There's another very obvious, glaring thing that points her to the scene of the crime.
Show me the evidence.
Lyric sheet, right here. That both Gavin and Lamiro wrote. It is based off, the murder is probably based off of this song. Investigation. Nobody knows anything other than Romain Lettuce is dead. This is Lamiro's publicity, what she shows to the public. This is her real self. The revolver, it shoots bullets, it shoots guns. The brooch that belongs to Lamiro, it was found on the crime scene. Oh fuck. The mixer board, who cares about that? The keys, it belongs to Gavin, but it was found in the victim's hand. Okay. Well, Latouche was writing something down, but it's got scrubbed away. And in the diagram, that's where the entrance is. The only exit to the crime scene. The 2 bullet holes right there.
Is it? I just want to say brooch.
Yes, there you go. The brooch is on the scene of the crime.
Yeah, but
Piss! I tripped the wrong thing.
I didn't want to say brooch because it's her room. What's it matter if her brooch
She
was
didn't
there?
go back to the room after the crime scene because she went to Gavin's room. She never returned back there, but her brooch is there, so she was there at the scene of the crime. Objection! I'm sorry, Lamura, but I'm having trouble believing you. Also, you know, there's a reason why that's in evidence. You remember this brooch, do you not? Aye, that's Lamura's. She was wearing it for her son. Care to add that to the testimony, Prosecutor Gavin? What? This brooch was found after the murder took place, at the very scene of the crime. What? Lamura, how did your brooch get backstage if you did not go there yourself? And as Prosecutor Gavin has just told us, you had been wearing it during your performance that night.
What is the meaning of this, Lamura? Please explain.
Lamura? She says, that's her own voice. She says, English is quite difficult. That trick's not gonna work here! Your forehead may be large, but you are a lawyer, truly. But, you have missed one important fact. What now? They say, in fact, at the time of the incident, I went backstage, but only for a moment. What? Think back to the moment of the crime. You know, wherever I speak. Is she really saying all of that?
What's she talking about, Apollo?
Right when the incident occurred. That! Is she talking about that?
Kissing me.
Watch this room for me. I have to call for backup. Alright, understood. You want me to make sure no one comes in, right? Miss Latouche! Can you hear me?
Cold, so cold. Witness, cold.
You're cold? I'll give you a blanket!
Witness, siren, you know.
Siren? How can a siren witness anything? Ah! Emma! Who's that? Who's there? What's wrong? Emma! Did you see anyone just now? Huh? No? Could've sworn I heard a door close. I looked into the room. Just a glance, mind you. So that is when your brooch dropped. That explains that. It does. There was no other time I could have dropped it. That's ridiculous! You only looked in for an instant, but you dropped your brooch? Go ahead. She has raised the possibility. The only thing that can counter that is evidence.
So she looked in at the crime scene.
Actually, I intended to go into the dressing room. I knew nothing of what had happened, of course. But the moment I opened the door, I heard a horrible voice. Edward shouting, "Who's there?" No doubt. A horrible voice indeed! I closed the door immediately.
You only shouted that when the door shut.
Hang on a sec.
Well, that explains the brooch. Let's return to your testimony.
That's too convenient. She's hiding something. Lamura! You did look into the room though, right? Yes. Testify as to what you saw.
Testify, sister, testify.
There was only the briefest glimpses. When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment.
I take it we're gonna have to perceive something.
What?
since
No!
it's glowing.
What did you see in that brief glimpse? It only opened the door slightly when I heard that horrible voice.
And shut the door.
I've always wondered, Forehead. Does that voice of yours lack a volume knob? It's my quartz of steel, man! Just back off! I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latouche's body was behind the wall. A wall. Was there a wall there? Is what in English? Division or addition, I believe. It was a large dressing room divided into two halves. And the murder took place in the inside half. I guess that partition might have hidden the body. Then I was led by the police to... Oh yeah, so these are the two ones. So which ones are my perceiving? When my performance was finished, I went backstage for just a moment. I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latus's body was behind a wall. So which of those two do I perceive?
I'm gonna say the second. Because she looked away. The other one, she was looking at us. Alright. I don't think it has anything to do with her face, but... I said second. Cool.
Yep, so which of those statements do you think? I saw nothing. The late Mr. Latus's body was behind a wall.
I think it's gonna be I saw it. Go lower.
Where?
Probably her hands.
Hands? She doesn't have hands!
Gonna be her mouth?
I'll look at the mouth.
No. Alright. Her ear. Her ears wiggle.
Who he is? Oh, we can't see who he is.
Am I in the wrong area?
No, you're very close. I'm telling you, it's not the first statement, so... Either 2 or 3.
It's probably gonna be a was behind the wall.
It's not.
Oh, the late Mr. Latus's body.
Yeah.
It's just the fact her mouth doesn't move for that one. Is that really all it is?
No.
What am I missing?
There is something different.
Oh, she swallows.
There we go.
I was looking at her mouth, not her throat.
That's your problem with women. Always looking at the mouth instead of their throat, alright? You gotta show some respect, alright? The late Mr. Latus's body, you say? Yes. You know something more about Mr. Latus's death than you are saying. What? I could see you trying not to remember, but the effort made you swallow! You can't fool my eyes.
Gobble, gobble.
It is true. I swallow. It was so terrible after all. Why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? One moment, Lamia. Yes. What was that you just said?
Sorry, I took some
Why
LSD.
did Mr. Latus... why did Mr. Latus have to be shot? Yes. She was hiding something. I knew it! Lamia, I'm afraid you haven't realized it, but... your words just now contradict your testimony. Huh? How could that be? Take this!
I threw my gun at her! Shit!
Lamia contradicted her own testimony, and I have evidence to prove it!
The paper that tells... No.
Oh, I was freezing in the wrong thing!
Fuck me.
I'm trying not to fuck you. Tell me, Leroy, how did you know that he had been shot? Huh? Well, immediately following the incident, a gag order was placed on the scene. This is the document proving that. In your testimony, you told the court, no one told me anything about the incident. Furthermore, you testified that you had seen nothing. Yet you knew that Mr. Latus had been shot! How could you have known? Yeah.
Case solved.
It's all over.
Lamia,
If you stop doing that, there for it, you fucking me over.
you aren't hiding something from this court, I hope.
That sweet sweet Caroline. That sweet son of hers was sounding a little too sweet.
That sweet swing.
Now I remember. Please, help me to add to my testimony. Of course, all we want to know is the truth.
Eyes. She looks kind of pale, huh?
She saw something, I know it. Even the victim said so. They saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latus had been shot. Only a glimpse, yet you knew they were bullet holes? Yes, I recognized them immediately. I have seen bullet holes before, you know. I have traveled the world as a senior. You must have seen in places far more dangerous in our country. I go wherever my voice is needed. Those places are many these days.
That's really cool. I hope that I get to travel like Lamy or something.
I plan on recording my next album overseas. The studios have a different sound, you know.
Yeah, shittier sound.
Maybe I should go on the Quartz of Steel tour too. I believe that's the only new statement, so.
It saw bullet holes in the wall and knew Mr. Latus had been shot. Is it the fact that one of those, he was only shot once? No.
Are the bullet holes in the wall? You saw the bullet holes in the wall.
Show me the layout.
Like this diagram right here?
Yes. Ah, the doorway.
What the fuck? Lemuel, they call you the siren of the ballad, but lies are hardly becoming of such a creature.
A put down worthy of our prosecutor, Mr. Justice.
Such put-downs are hardly becoming of you, hello?
Stop polishing your forehead and stop polishing your character, yeah? Come on, can I be cool for once? Observe the diagram! Lemuel, you looked in from the door just for a moment, correct? Yes, that is so. There were bullet holes in the room, yes? But they were in the wall the door is on! You see, assuming you merely glanced into the room, you couldn't have seen those bullet holes!
But you could have just kind of barely seen the dead body.
Lamior,
Yes?
I'm afraid the defense has raised a good point. It appears you have been holding back something.
And I must tell you what it is that I saw?
Yes. The happenings in this trial are being recorded. I'm certain it will be on the news in Borginia. You understand your reputation is at stake. It falls to you to avoid tarnishing it.
Ethically speaking, I still believe that cross-examining her will yield us absolutely nothing.
Wrong!
But she knew how Mr. Latus died, and he named her as a witness! You must have seen something, Lemuel!
Very well. Lamior, please continue your testimony.
Very well. I shall. And we're gonna get to this testimony in.
The next
So you
episode,
watch this episode of Apollo Justice. Make sure to like, subscribe, and tap out if I'm the email, which is
every day.
bye.